And when I looked at the landscape of professional wrestling in the 2020s, I was like, this giraffe's about to eat me. Hi, Google.
This is the best run-in ever.
Yeah, I'm going to give him some lettuce if he wants lettuce. Here.
There we go. This is amazing.
Nope, doesn't want lettuce. We got all the food, though. There's options here, guys.
What is going on, you guys? Rick Ucchino here for the Takedown on SI, and you know my guest at this time. He is the newest member of the All Elite Wrestling roster. The Psycho Killer is alive and well. Tommaso Ciampa, congratulations. It was awesome seeing you Wednesday night. It was a great debut. How are we feeling about everything now, less than 24 hours afterward?
I feel alive. I think that's what I said last night. They said, can we get a word with you? It's the first thing that came to my head. It's just what I felt in the moment. And everything that's led up to it, the last 48 hours of my life has been, it's a chapter in a book one day. And I'm just so happy that it turned out the way it did.
I mean, you got a great reaction from the crowd, especially after the flames went up. I think everybody was kind of clued in once the Psycho Killer popped on. Very smart crowd in Texas last night. I can only imagine the kind of adrenaline that was running through your body at the time.
Yeah, you know, and there were so many things about last night that just lined up. You just mentioned being in Texas. So, like, my last ever match with Ring of Honor was in Texas.
Wow.
And that's 13 years ago or something now. So just that odd full cycle moment for me, being so close to Austin, which has always been a very good crowd. There was definitely some nerves about, will they care? And they cared. And that was the coolest thing ever, man. They were better to me than I expected. And I can't thank them enough for that.
There's obviously so much to look forward to here.
You might pet giraffe in the back, by the way.
Yeah, this is the by far the best background I've ever.
I'm so happy. That's Google. Google just showed up.
Oh my gosh, that is awesome.
I can tell you the story, but we'll get to it eventually, I'm sure.
I don't know how I transition away from the giraffe in all honesty, but there's so much to look forward to. I'd be remiss if I didn't spend a couple of minutes at least talking about your exit, from WWE. You released your statement a little over a week ago that your contract was about to expire and you were ready to move on, which caught me off guard personally. I went from thinking you were going to be getting your hands on the U.S. title soon to wondering if and when I'd ever get to watch you on TV again. Like, what made now the time to explore other opportunities for you?
I like the letters TNT more than the letters US. No, to be honest with you, it was a decision that was made long before the statement came out. It's something I've been leaning towards for quite some time. I don't know that I could say there's one sole factor that led to it or caused it. I think it's one of them things like when your contract is coming to an end, you naturally have discussions, right? And for me, those discussions are always at home. So it's with my wife, our little one, we clue her in on everything. What's best for us? What do we want? And to be honest, looking at my career, I spent 10 years on the indies traveling the world and I loved it, and then after that, I had 10 years with WWE and it was great. And I started to think like, what's that next 10 years look like? And this might make sense. It might not, but for me, it made sense. If I wrestled in the 90s, I don't want to be a part of ECW. If you wrestle in the early 2000s, you want to be a part of Ring of Honor. I was lucky I got to do that a little bit. 2010s, I think, for me at least, I wanted to be part of NXT Black and Gold. And when I looked at the landscape of professional wrestling in the 2020s, I was like, this giraffe's about to eat me. Hi, Google.
This is the best run-in ever.
Yeah. I'm going to give him some lettuce if he wants lettuce. Here.
There we go. This is amazing.
Nope, doesn't want lettuce. We got all the food, though. There's options here, guys. All right. So in the 2020s, it was really the answer was AEW, man. That's what I want to be a part of. And there's something about like that underground, passionate fan base that I've always loved about professional wrestling. It was in ECW, it was in Ring of Honor, it was that early NXT, and it's AEW now. And I've been eyeing it up for a long time and just kind of waiting for the right moment. And everything lined up really well. And I'm so excited to be there. I'll tell you, last night's the first time I met Tony Khan. First time I've been backstage and kind of mingled with a lot of the guys, but Tony in particular has a contagious passion for professional wrestling.
Yes.
I loved meeting with him. I loved the energy that he shared. He cares a lot about his locker room. He cares a lot about his fan base. And man, it felt right. Like everything about last night just felt like, hey, this is the place you're meant to be. And that presentation, kudos to Mikey and Mike Manzuri for the music and for the Tron and all the effects and everything, because that's something that I was kind of working on a vision board for quite some time. And it felt like somebody walked past me and looked at that vision board and just said, yes to everything. Take it all. And like, and that's never happened in my career ever. So to have that happen was just outrageous, man. I still don't think I've actually digested it all.
I mean, it obviously things had to come together pretty quickly.
Fast.
I mean,
so okay, here you go. I don't mean to cut you off as
no, go.
Cuts me off. But so this is a big part of how it came together. My wife and I don't know, a couple months ago or so, when we started to realize, we're not going to stay with WWE. We're going to kind of bet on ourselves here. I said, well, my contract's up at midnight, January 26th. Nobody knows that. And I want to keep it that way. Where is AEW on that Wednesday? And they were in Texas. And my wife for, I don't know, 5 years has been eyeing up Blue Hill Ranch, which is in Texas. It's a giraffe safari where you get to stay, and we looked at it, and Dynamite and Collision, Blue Hill Ranch is literally in the middle of the two.
Wow.
So I said, babe, why don't we just book a family trip? And if things work out and I can get to AEW that Wednesday, it's a 2-hour drive. And if it doesn't, we have a family vacation. So when I put the notice out that the contract was coming up, it didn't take very long for, some people to reach out and just, is this for real? Yeah, it's for real. Are you retiring? Absolutely not. I'm not retiring. I'm healthy. I'm happy. I'm motivated, etc. So Tuesday, I got on the phone with QT and RD, who was one of my managers at Embassy Days and Ring of Honor 13 whatever years ago. And it was a very quick discussion. Hey, I'm really interested. Oh, you're interested too? Well, I just happen to be 2 hours away. I don't know. Can I pop in and have a conversation? And next thing I know, I'm talking to Mikey Ruckus and, hey man, I got these 4 songs prepared that I really like. This is what I like about them. That dude is a wizard. I've never worked with somebody in the music department that it has his passion and his creativity and who can collab the way he can. He had 36 hours to put this thing together.
Unreal.
And he crushed it. Me and my wife are listening to it in the car, with the radio turned way up. And I'm just like, if people don't like this, I don't know what they're going to like, because this thing is awesome. I get on the phone with Mike Manzuri, who I worked with, in NXT. So that was already a good relationship. And I said, hey, this is what I envision, and what do you think? And he's adding elements, and it's just a quick riff. And I got to the venue that day, and they already had a thing ready to show me on a phone. They snuck me in, and I'm flying into an airport 2 hours away, and we're really working hard to keep this thing secret. And it was just one of them days where I just kept thinking, like, is this real? Like, did this happen? Like, this 48 hours, Sorry about, there's a worker just driving by. He'll pass in a second.
You're
But
good.
48 hours, man, and what a whirlwind, you know what I mean? And I'll say that if I didn't get to stay home for the last 6 weeks of my contract, I don't know that I would have had as much time to prep and get everything ready. Licensing for trademarks, having Tom draw up a Psycho Killer skull with the beard. He did the Blackheart design originally, and I've been dying to work with Tom again, and I wasn't able to for years. And there's just so many things that I was able to do. I always say, like, you do your best work in the dark. So I spent, I don't know, man, 6 weeks in the dark just working. And the payoff has just been unbelievable because I think all I wanted for a very long time was presentation. And that presentation that they put together was unbelievable.
They knocked it out of the park. I mean, it was
Crushed.
it was a spectacular visual. You looked, thoroughly excited to be there. You talk about, this is something that you've had your mind on for a while now. And it's only natural, I think, as a human being to feel that sense of motivation and excitement when a major change like this happens in your life. You now have this opportunity to write a brand new chapter in your pro wrestling career. It's a fresh canvas. What is the vision for this final decade of Tommaso Ciampa, excuse me.
It's okay, man. When I had ACL surgery in 2017, had a lot of time, 9 months, to think about who that person was going to be when I came back, and that was Blackheart. And I knew the look I wanted. I knew everything about that character inside and out. And I didn't have 9 months this time. I had 6 weeks, but I'll say I probably had 3 or 4 years really to think about this. And for a very long time, I've wanted to bring my vision of the Psycho Killer to a large market and see if it would be as special as I thought it would be. Because when I left Ring of Honor and I was doing the independent scene, Psycho Killer was starting to really take off for me. And then obviously I signed with NXT and WWE, and I had to just put it on the shelf. And there was a lot of times I tried, hey, can we try this? And, for one reason or another, it just wasn't something that I could do. But for Tony and the whole crew to just collaborate the way they did and have open arms and see the vision and just allow it to breathe and have a chance. I'm already thinking 6 months, 12 months ahead on the evolution of what Psycho Killer is. I have so many things. I mean, this I can just put out there because it's already known, right? I trademarked Psycho Killer and I trademarked Psycho King. We're thinking steps ahead. I'm thinking steps ahead. I have merchandise ready to go. I've got gear designs ready to go. Shout out to Mandy because she crushed the gear. But man, the fact that I'm going to hopefully continue to get the opportunity to portray this character in the way I've always wanted to. For a long time, I had to listen to people tell me, not so much direct to my face, but more so online, that 2018 was prime Ciampa. I'm 100 times better now than I was then. That was nothing. That was absolutely nothing. I'm physically better. I'm mentally sharper. My storytelling, my psychology is on a whole different level than it was back then. I just need an opportunity. And what people are about to see is going to blow their minds. It's going to shock the world because I finally have a shot to say and find out if I'm as good as I think I am. And I think I'm really freaking good at this. And what we're about to do and what we're about to see is going to completely change the landscape of things. And I'm hoping it's going to open doors for a lot of guys who are wondering if they should bet on themselves and give them a pathway and some sort of map to say, yeah, bet on yourself. Do the work in the dark. Bet on yourself, and it's going to pay off.
Saturday night on Collision, Arlington, Texas. Your first match in AEW is against Mark Briscoe. Given the history that you have with both him and Jay, was he just the ideal first opponent for you in All Elite Wrestling?
It 100% wasn't my idea. And the second I heard it, it couldn't have been more perfect. I love the Briscoes so much. I always have. I have so much respect for them. Mark has always been, to me, the ultimate babyface. He's impossible to dislike. His fire, his charisma, the fact that we haven't stepped foot in a ring for, I don't know, 13 to 15 years together. The second I saw him and locked eyes, it was just like, this is just perfect. And Saturday night, man, we're just going to tear the house down. I'm excited because I get to go do what I do with one of my buddies who I haven't even seen for over a decade. Like,
wow.
I know we have chemistry, and I just can't wait to get in there with him and test myself. You know, All Elite Wrestling, where the best professional wrestlers in the world play. Well, let's find out.
You do have history. You have been in the ring with him, but at the same time, it's like you said, it's been over 12 years at least. Is it a lot can change in a decade? Is it almost like you're wrestling somebody brand new, even though there is
100%. So they asked me, someone asked me yesterday, you ever have a singles match? And I was like, I don't think so. Maybe a 4-way, maybe tags. And then I looked online and they posted an old Ring of Honor match that, oh, yep, yes, I had a singles match with them. No recollection of it. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. I will, because I love throwbacks, and if there's a way to do something, we'll do it. But yeah, he's a different person. I'm a different person. And honestly, some of my favorite matches in my entire career have been getting in there with somebody who can really go like Mark Briscoe can go, and having that unique first time ever experience in front of a live crowd. I don't like to do the practice in the dark thing and then here's our finest product. I think the finest product comes out when it's organic. And Saturday night, man, it's going to be like we've touched for the first time ever. And I can't wait to just figure it out as we go. You know, he hits hard and he can take a licking. And I think everyone knows what to expect. It's going to be Smash Mouth. Google's going to be watching. I hope the whole world's watching. It's my first collision, and I'm prepared to show out.
I am very much looking forward to Saturday night.
Too close, Goose.
Oh man, this has been by far the best interview I've ever done. I think
they told me, they said, "Can you do media tomorrow?" I said, "I absolutely can, but I'm going to be at Blue Hill Ranch and we're going to be hanging out with giraffes." And they're like, "That's sure."
Perfect.
Great. Okay.
It works. It totally works. Thank you, Google, for chiming in. Tommaso, I'm so happy for you. Like I said, I was thrilled to see you there last night.
Google's going to eat lettuce for us. There we go. Look at that.
Yeah.
Good boy.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm looking forward to Saturday, man. I'm looking forward to you to hoisting that TNT championship. Thank you so much, and best of luck moving forward. I'm sure we'll chat again soon.
We need a new Goldie. Saturday night collision.
There we go.